Namaste. I see the light in you. And hopefully you'll see the light in this conversation. My name's Grace Ambrook from www.heartsoulexpansion.com. The sharings today, it was so interesting. I was having this conversation with a beautiful client of mine a couple of weeks ago, and it was about living from our heart, and you know how the intellect likes to grab a hold, and we were talking about whether life is and logic, and how logic and the heart work. And it was really interesting because, well, for me it was actually logic that almost took me off the planet, because for me there is pretty much nothing logical about what goes on planet Earth. There is nothing logical about war. There's nothing logical about bullying. There's nothing logical about deceit. Like, I have never been able to find the logic in that. And many, many years ago, when I was at a pretty low point in my life, I received some help that, as I said, in terms of logic, nearly took me off the planet. I understand now how that has facilitated me to do the work that I do, and knowing that the heart holds the energy and the connection to the wisdoms and the truths and the understandings that allow us to make some sense of what goes on in our worlds. And it's only through the connection to energy and to spirit that I've been able to put any sense to what goes on here and my part in it. And so what I have learned is that logic of itself cannot take you to the awareness that you require to make sense of what goes on. What I do know is the heart and the intuition and the connectivity to all that is will take you to the awareness and to the unraveling and to the light, so that divine logic cuts in an instant, and it incredibly makes sense beyond what the mind could ever have taken you to. So I do work with divine logic, but I don't encourage people to work for solution finding from intellectual logic. This deep work is incredibly logical, but the solution, the transformation, is not found at the level of logic. It's found at the level of infinite love. So I encourage you to kind of let logic off the hook, because it can't give you what you're looking for. And that's why I encourage people not to look through their logical mind, but to actually search through the heart and look for the light, because that will enable you for it all to fit into place, and for you to know how to be in what you're in a way that's true to your greatest joy and your greatest contribution. Namaste.